What's going on, fam? And welcome back to the Refocus Podcast. My name is Peyton, and we are here to refocus our hearts and minds toward God. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching. And this channel is dedicated to getting your day started spiritually as you do physically. And it's been a while since I've dropped a new podcast, and been a lot that's gone on the past couple of years. I haven't dropped a new podcast episode since 2020. So, definitely trying to get back into this and really give you all just some meaty material. I got a lot of interesting stuff coming up, including a whole video of where I've been these past couple of years. And so, just thank you for continuing to listen and watch the content that is on my channel or on my podcast. If you're listening to it on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, thank you for sticking in here with me. And the time is now, and I think it's very fitting what I'm going to talk about in the podcast today, which is based out of Romans chapter 5, verse 3. We're starting on verse 3. And it says, "Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope." Endurance is the word for the day in this refocus moment. Um, it's very fitting that 2023, at the time that I'm recording this, it is January 16th. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, celebrating the life and the legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and every civil rights leader that helped pave the way for people like me and most likely people like you to have the freedom to be able to be on a platform just like YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music and anywhere to be able to freely say what we would like to say. But in order to do that, there were people who endured hardships that we can only imagine. Some of us are still alive that we were able to experience it. But if you were like me, born in the late 80s, grew up in the 90s, you knew a whole new world where you may not even experienced the amount of racism that and prejudice and segregation that occurred during those times. And it was only in the 60s. So it is crazy to know what our country has endured, what people have endured. But the Lord talks about endurance producing character and producing hope. That is amazing to understand that even in the midst of our suffering, we need to rejoice because it builds us up. I've gone through many of crazy times and periods in my life where I'm like, Lord, why am I going through this? Like, why? But I learned from it. I learned to trust God from it. It makes me a stronger person. We always hear the saying, what doesn't kill you will only make you stronger. And then with God, He allows you to have that compassion and that heart and that grace that you can then teach others when they're going through that, to help them go through that, so they can build their character is built. Is what I'm trying to say, and that their hope is built in Christ because they see that somebody else has gone through what they've gone through and has come out on the other side well. Dr. Martin Luther King didn't see what people like me, live and how we've been able to thrive off of the vision God gave him and what he implemented along with others. But, I know that God has shown him the fruit of his labor, and I know he is rejoicing in heaven with Jesus. So, I leave that for you today. Whatever you're going through, this is a new year. It's a new start. let us just continue to press forward and endure, because whatever we're coming out of, it's building us up. It's making us better people. And so don't allow the hardships to make you hard, but allow the hardships to build you up. Thank you so much. Hey, so it looks like you made it to the end of the video. Thanks again for watching. Hit the like button and make sure you comment. I would love to hear your feedback. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out, and it gets you to be one of the first to see new content and videos whenever I put them out weekly. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.